Welcome back to NY Culture Podcast with your girl Andrea Maria. What's up? So let's start off this episode 6, with a quote from Hustlers, the new movie Hustlers, starring Jennifer Lopez. At the end of the movie, JLO, actually the character's name is Ramona, she says, "It's all the strip club. You have people tossing the money and people doing the dance." What do you guys think of that? To me, that's a reflection on the American society. Because the American dream. The American dream is all like to pull yourself up by the bootstraps, earning a living, and become successful from sheer work ethic and ingenuity doesn't exist. I feel like the people throwing the money will always be throwing the money. Everyone else is just doing the dance. That's what makes that line so powerful, because the truth in it is so palpable. When you hear it, you immediately know who you're dancing for. Unless you're the one throwing the money, then you're popping, right? There's another quote that I always I want to put it like on a shirt, and I always say like, don't lose yourself while chasing the bag, because sometimes we sit here and we do lose ourselves by chasing the bag because we need the money, right? And I came up with this like one day. I realized how my friend was like switching up her style, like switching up her ways because of money. And I understand things was rough at the time, but I feel like you should never lose your morals or who you are for money. And sometimes it's not that. Sometimes it's just you losing yourself in different ways. As a matter of fact, last year I ended up getting 2 jobs, whatever. At first, I liked it, and I realized it was draining me. I didn't really have time for me or anything like that, but I was like, you know what, I'm going to thug it out because I need to pay for this birthday party. I need my birthday party to be the dopest thing at the 40-40, this, that, and third, but I was working myself. And then, party came and went. I still was working the 2 jobs. I eventually quit, as I said in the previous podcast, but then I realized, like, I was losing myself in a different... I didn't lose my morals or anything, because that's something I already hold up to, but I feel like other people do lose their morals when it comes like that. Everybody loves dancing for money, Money makes the world go round and round. Like I always say, money isn't everything, but it's more than half, because at the end of the day, you need money. You need money for clothes. You need money for a roof over your head. You need money to eat. You need money for electricity. I know clothes is not a major part, but I'm just saying, like, these are necessities that we need, and that we need the money to provide us. So when people be like, oh, money isn't everything, no, it's not, but it's more than half, because in order to survive, I still need money to survive. Unless the government is helping it, and then what is the government giving? The bare minimum? So let's be for real. It's actually on one of my t-shirts. If you ever want to check out NY Culture Reality, go to NY Culture Reality as in real, I, and T as in t-shirt, and you can pick up a shirt. I have money isn't everything, but it's more than half. Well, that was a free promo. I don't know, you guys can hit me up and let me know what you guys think about that quote. That's what I feel it's saying. I feel like that's what it means to me. The movie Hustlers, okay, its first weekend made $33.2 million. No one even thought that it was gonna make that much. I want to get the numbers for this weekend, also like for the whole week, but I don't have it just yet. But 33.2 million, they didn't even think that was gonna happen. But before we get into Hustlers, we are gonna get into Hustlers, but I feel like people need to know the difference between true story, based on a true story, and inspired from a true story. A true story is a reenactment of an actual event. Based on a true story is a recreation of a story which changes to the storyline to suit the audience. Inspired from a true story is the adaptation of a story and spinning a new tale altogether. So before anyone talks about, oh, JLO'S gonna get sued, the movie's gonna get sued because Samantha Barbash did not agree, that didn't happen. Know the difference, because that's why JLO plays a character named Ramona. The actual story is about a girl named Samantha. They didn't even use the same names in the movie, so you know it's not based on a true story. You know it's not a true story or based on it's inspired from a true story, right? So it's like when people sit here, when I hear all these dumb people like, oh, JLo's gonna get sued. Is JLo one? No one is getting sued. And they actually asked Samantha Barbash like to participate in production, and she declined it because she felt like they wasn't paying her enough money. But he was like, oh, JLo's gonna get sued. JLo's gonna get sued? No one's getting sued, but would JLo get sued? With the movie, it's the people who created the movie get sued. So it's like, people be talking, they don't know what the hell they talking about. Then you have people like, oh my god, Cardi B was only there for 1 second. It wasn't a Cardi B movie. Like, what I probably assumed that you was gonna see more Cardi B in it because Cardi B was an ex-stripper. But no, she got, she had a little part, and there was other people that had a little part, like Lizzo, like Usher. There was a lot of other actors or a lot of other celebrities in the movie also that, all right, maybe they did hype it up and put Cardi on the post. Maybe they, because everybody, Cardi is hot right now. Everybody knows she's a stripper, so they knew she was gonna do the right thing. Yeah, she had a little part, but the movie wasn't about her. It was about the main character, Ramona, and her friend. So I just feel like a lot of people was talking a lot of crap about that. It's like, and Cardi B loved the movie. She actually said she cried because it reminded her of all the things she went through. One more thing about Hustler. I heard some rumors about JLo could possibly get an Oscar nominee. Yo, I'm all for it. Yo, if JLo gets an Oscar, I'm for it. I'm for my peoples at all times. But my thing is like, have you seen JLo in Enough? Have you seen JLo in Selena? Yo, that's for real. And I'm not saying JLo did not did great. JLo did phenomenal. She became the character. But have you guys seen Enough? Have you guys seen Selena? Come on. JLo been doing this acting stuff for years, but Enough and Selena, especially Enough, like, you telling me those Oscar talks should have been happening then? Why is it that she had to play a stripper to have those Oscar talks? Just like Denzel Washington. Why did Denzel have to play a crooked cop to get an Oscar? Let's be for real. So it's things like that made me think. It's like, JLo acted dope. We already know Enough. Come on, Selena, we know is great, but Enough. And I'm not saying in Hustler she didn't act good, because when I'm telling you she became the character, she did phenomenal. But it's just so weird. Like, now y'all see it because she's a stripper. Just like Denzel had to play a crooked cop when we all know Denzel is one of the best actors in Hollywood, period. Just something for you guys to think about. Oh, so speaking about JLo, let's speak about JLo's Versace dress. So, you remember JLo's famous Versace dress, the green one. It was literally the 20-year anniversary. I'm getting over because I remember the first time JLo walked down on red carpet for the Grammys with that dress. So it was the 20th anniversary, and Versace, Donatella invited her to come to Milan to walk at the end with the dress. But they altered it, made it a little different. But I learned some new things, that when JLo wore that dress back in, 99, 20 years ago, there was 3 other people that wore that dress before her. Donatella herself was one. The chick from the Spice Girls, what's her name? Jerry Halliwell, right? And Sandra Bullock. They didn't get the hype that JLo got. And it's like, everybody knows when JLo wore that, it was like, what? So I found it mind-boggling. And maybe it's because she got curves. I don't know. It was just like, when JLo wore that dress, it was a marked moment in time. Because you probably didn't see a JLo movie. You didn't even hear a JLo song. But JLo wore that green dress. Jennifer Lopez wore that green Versace dress at the Grammys. So I felt like it was like a marked moment in time for that. So it's just so funny how other people wore that dress, and it wasn't a big thing like that. And another thing that I also found out, it was that when JLo wore that dress, people was like online Googling pictures for that dress, and they couldn't. And that's the reason why Google created Google Images. you learn something new every day. I learned 2 things based on this dress. And another thing is that people don't know that a couple of years ago, in one of her videos, and I love you, Poppy, she wore the dress also, but it was like a top, and it was like a bodysuit type thing. So it's crazy how she's worn that dress 3 times, and spiced it up a little bit. It's just dope. Fashion is dope. You already know JLO is dope. Crazy. JLO needs to have me as her sponsor or sponsor the show, because I feel like my first 3 topics of this podcast is about JLO. So I need that promo. You already know. So speaking about JLO, girl from the Bronx, let's speak about the Yankees. So if you guys don't know, the Yankees clinched the AL East. It's been the first time since 2012. This is big because in the last couple of years, the Yankees had to play a wild card game where it's all or nothing. So you use all your players, and then if you win, you go to the first round of the playoffs. But you're not starting with your best pitchers because you just use them or your best, and if you lose, you go home. So when you win the AL East, you automatically in the first round of the playoffs. So the Yankees are in. And like I said, they only need to win 11 wins. 3 the first round, 4 the second round, 4 the World Series. If they take it just like that, 1 game at a time, knowing they just have to win 11 games. They've won already, 100 games, 101 games already. So they just need 11 more. 1998 Yankees won 125 games. So they just need that. But it's crazy because if you looked at all the injuries the Yankees have had, they had 30 players on the injury list. That used to be called a disabled list. They switched it this year, injury list. So I'm kind of getting used to saying injury list. Was that 30 players? And it wasn't just average. But no, these were it was key players on that list. You had Judge on that list at one time. You had Didi on that list. You had Luis Severino on that list. He actually just came back. Betances is on that list. Betances, who would thought? You had all these. You had Giancarlo Stanton. You had CC on and off the list. It was crazy. You had Glaber. I felt like I'm not trying to exaggerate, but I feel like at least the players was on the list at least once this year. All of them. Me exaggerating, but if you would have said, if you would have looked at this and you see all the people who have stepped up to the plate, you would have never thought the Yankees would be in the position they're in today. And this is why I always say the game is not played on paper, because there's sometimes the Yankees line up, the Yankees bullpen look crazy, phenomenal, got the best hitters, got the best things, the best lineup, best everything, and they don't go anywhere. So I always say the game is not played on paper. Going back to the injury list, so Severino was on the injury list. He just came back. Severino was our ace. But when Severino was out, we had a player called Domingo Germán step up to the plate. When I'm telling you, this guy became our ace, lights out. But recently, comes to find out, he's suspended until further notice. He won't play for the rest of the season, the rest of the postseason. We don't even know when he will be playing because he has a domestic violence case. Supposedly he hit his wife. But the weird thing is, that's weird that there's no police report, and they're saying that an MLB person was the one who told on him, and that's when the investigation started. So there's also rumors that it probably happened on an event last Monday. I don't know. You shouldn't be hitting your wife anyway, but I just feel like you're a key player to this team, and now you can't even be part of the playoffs. Nothing. Thank God Severino came back and he looks great. So he's there to be our ace. Also, talk about Betances. We missed him all year. Now he finally comes back. He gets hurt. It's like he's not getting a break, but I know he's coming back stronger than ever. Needs to keep his head up. We all know how great a player he is. Boy's gonna be one of the greatest closers of all time. So I'm telling you, he's already one of the best setup men, and we've seen him close out games before. So You know he's dope. He just keep his head up. CC, talk about my boy CC. His last year. This is crazy. He's about to retire. This is bugged out, and I feel like it hits home. It hits home because I remember when CC first came to the Yankees. So when I was younger, I felt like we was spoiled with the Yankees. We always knew, oh, the Yankees are gonna make it to the playoffs. Like, we always knew that they're gonna win. So after like 2000, it was like a drought. Nothing, like a drought. They'll go maybe they went to the World Series in 2001 and 03, lost. You know what I mean? So players would never been get it that far. 09, I felt CC carried that team on his back. He was the ALC MVP. So I always say that, CC, that was the best. CC helped bring like the best World Series for me. I feel like that was the best one because I knew what it was to lose for a couple of years, for 9 years, So I always loved that World Series, and CC was a part of it, and he carried that team on his back. But it's gonna be sad to see him leave. You already know he's gonna Hall of Fame. Cy Young winner, 6-time All-Star. 3,000 strikeouts, 250 wins. He got that ring of 09. Future Hall of Famer, and especially what I love CC the most about the stuff he does off the field, the way he gives back. And I always say, like, I want to do more for his foundation because I just feel like it's dope. Like, me, I love the kid, so the way he gives back is crazy. Like, the backpacks. What really, like, made me be like, yo, CC is dope? When he was giving out for Christmas 2 pair of Jordans to every kid, to kids in the Bronx. I feel like that's big because a lot of kids get bullied because they don't have a certain sneaker or a certain style. So I feel like that's huge because I work with kids and I see it happen all the time when the kid is getting bullied because they're wearing Payless, because they're not Jordans, because they're not Nikes. So once I saw that, I was like, yo, that's the dopest thing I ever seen. I actually kind of was a part of his foundation for a few when I did the Bronx BX10. We raised money for his pitching foundation. But if you guys ever want to invest in a foundation, I feel like that's a great one. Him and his wife Amber do the best. I'm telling you, they're the best when it comes to charity and everything. They just had a charity event last week, and I know they raised money, and everyone loves CC, so everybody's willing to come. They actually, and another thing that I participate in, I didn't go to, I don't play in it, but I went to the past 2 years to the celebrity softball game, and you bring all these players, all these celebrities, they come, they play, it looks so fun, but at the end of the day, it's raising money for a good cause. I hope he wins the Roberto Clemente Award this year. Like, I'm really hoping to God, like, I voted, I'm telling you. But CC's gonna be missed this year, for real. He's gonna be missed. It's on the field and off the field. Like, you could tell all the players respect him. He takes care of them. He brings the excitement to that team. So it's gonna be sad seeing him go, but I know the Yankees got this. The Yankees got this year, and we're gonna win it. CC's gonna go out with a bang. He's gonna get his World Series. He's gonna go out with a bang. For real. And he also taught me and the world that it's okay to stop and reinvent yourself. As at first, CC on his prime, he was embarrassing people, striking people out with that fastball. He lost some velocity, and he stopped, he reinvented himself, and he started throwing that cutter. That cutter is a killer right now. I hope to see more of that color during the playoffs. But I wish him nothing but the best, and it's time to relax, right? After this season, after we get that win, it's time to relax. So, off the Yankees, I wanted to speak about the 2-year anniversary of Hurricane Maria. That was on September 20th, right? So, I feel that Hurricane Maria isn't recognized that much. I created it. Okay, let me explain this better. So to explain this better, I'm gonna tell you about the shirt I created. If you didn't know, I have a t-shirt line called NY Culture Reality. If you want a shirt, you go NY Culture Reality RealITEE.com and you can check out my shirt. So I created this shirt that says Puerto Rico se sigue levantando, 4,645 plus, and I put hashtag never forget. So when I was creating the shirt, my friend was like, why, you should take out the hashtag, just put never forget. And I was like, no, like the never forget means something. She was like, what are you talking about? So I was like, all right, so 9/11, everyone hashtags never forget. Everyone does it. I do it. So I felt like Hurricane Maria shouldn't be forgotten either. Like, and I'm not saying that 9/11 was ending, because 9/11 affect me. They both affect me, but I feel like 9/11 affected me probably even more because I lived through it. I knew what it was to get picked up from school early and not knowing what was going on, going home, watching the news, seeing two buildings that meant so much to the city of New York fall down, look out the window late at night and see the buses dropping off all the firemen and policemen in full white dust at the dropping them off right in front of my building, because the fire department and the police station is right there. So I've seen it. I lived that. I know what it was to go through that. But I just felt like Hurricane Maria needs to get recognized, because at the end of the day, to be honest, there was a lot of deaths. There was 4,645 plus deaths that happened because of Hurricane Maria in Puerto Rico. That's 1,649 more than 9/11. And like I said, I'm not saying that one is more than the other, because at the end of the day, U.S. citizens died in both situations. And that's what I'm trying to bring up, that in both situations, U.S. citizens died, but one gets more recognition. And why is that? Why? Because the government, at the end of the day, as you can see, government don't really care about Puerto Rico. You saw how Trump left them to die out there. That's what happened. Trump left them to die. The government left them to die. You have people sending out stuff, and there's still stuff there's still stuff in storage that people never got. I did an event for Puerto Rico. So I don't even know if this stuff ever got to the people. But it's just like the government set it up so Puerto Rico could fail for all of this to happen. And I don't feel like, Hurricane Maria was the one who killed all of these lives. No. The government killed all of these lives. So I just wanted to speak on that, and I felt like they should do more to like at least a ceremony or something over here. Like, there was nothing done. I know last year I was a part of a silent protest where we walked from 106 to Trump Towers on 5th Avenue. We protested silently. You had to be dressed in white, no noise, no nothing, show that we came in peace. And I felt like something like that should have been done this year or something. Like, there was a climate protest that day that was huge, but that was for everything. And I'm glad they picked that day, but I feel like we should be doing more for that. We need to recognize these lives. Because it wasn't like, these were real people's lives that died. There was people out there with no water, with nothing. There's still people that probably still doesn't have electricity. Thank God for stuff like the CUNY thing that they send the students out there to help with the electricity and build houses. Thank God for that. All the foundations that's really helping out there. Not the government, not Donald Trump that threw paper towels at the people. It's horrible. But yeah, that's I could speak about this for hours. But and other news, have you guys looked at the new school shooting commercial / ad they came out with? I know a lot of people don't like it, but I feel like it's the reality we live in right now. Like, that this is what we see. School shootings happen every year, and it shouldn't happen. It should, like, it's becoming like normal, and that shouldn't be the case. Why is it that they're going so hard about these jewel pens? Like, I understand they give you cancer. I understand the major issue about it, but why are we not doing more for gun control? Like, why are we not doing more for that? Seriously. And why are we not doing more for bullying? Because sometimes these kids that shoot up the schools be kids that got bullied. Like for real, like, there's other things we could do, but you guys want to attack the jewel pens. And I'm not saying I'm all for the not having jewel pens. I'm not that type of person. I don't like cigarettes. I don't like none of that stuff. But I just feel like the same energy we give in that, we could give to gun controls. We could give to stop bullying, because this is the reason why we having these little ads and commercials, and then you guys feel like, oh, I feel like it's too much. Yeah, it's too much, but that's what we live in. It's not too much when these kids are dying for no reason, right? So come on. So that's my take on that. In other news, let's talk about the 25th anniversary of Friends. So September 22nd, 1994, the first episode of Friends came out. You already know it's been a Friends frenzy lately, but I feel like they could have did more for it. I know they have a pop-up shop, but they made it like so exclusive, no one could go. Tickets were sold out like in 10 minutes. I feel like it should have been longer, or have more tickets available so people could experience it. Like, I try to get tickets the same day, no luck. I know they have the couch, like a replica of the couch, like going around the city. It was in Bloomingdale's the other day. You could watch, like, 25 episodes at the movie theaters between the 22nd and I think the 30th of September. In selected movie theaters. But I really feel like they should have did a special, a 25th anniversary special, or an episode where they're reunited. But I heard that the guys is the ones that don't want to participate. Supposedly they've been trying to get together for the past 10 years for dinner, and they can't because one of the guys always like cancels or something. The girls are always together, like for Jennifer Aniston, which is Rachel's wedding. Monica was a part of the wedding, which is Courtney Cox, and Lisa, she was part of the wedding party, and Lisa was invited. And I think Matthew Perry said that the guys didn't get invited. So I feel like there's something there, but they try to picture it like there isn't. But I feel like they should have did a special, because it's not like Friends is a big thing. Like, this is a show that stood the test of times. It's not a show, I don't know, I never experienced a show that did what Friends has done, because the way this generation watches Friends, like everyone, like Friends everyone watches the show. Don't matter if you're white, black, Spanish, Chinese, Indian, everyone watches Friends. And Friends is on so many channels. You could watch Friends on Nick at Night. You can watch Friends on WB. You can watch Friends on TBS. You can watch Friends on Paramount. You can watch Friends on Netflix, even though they're about to lose it. I'm telling you, you could turn on the TV, and at any time they're giving Friends on one of the channels. So Friends is making money to this day. And I feel like at least they could have do that, because if you have people that's been supporting you for these past 25 years, you could have done more for the fans. Even though you guys are all doing your own thing, I just felt like they could have done more. At least one little special. Or maybe they still have time. Maybe they could do a Thanksgiving special, like the one when the gang gets together for Thanksgiving 25 years after. Like, they should do something like that. Like I said, Friends is big, and I always like talk crap, like all these fake Friends fans, like y'all don't know what it was to wait for every Thursday at 8:00 to watch a new episode of Friends on NBC. And to me, it's like, it reminds me of great memories when I used to go to my cousin's house next door, me and my brother, to wait for the new episode of Friends, or like the last episode where it's like me, my brother, and my cousin waiting for it, like, and me going to school the next day to speak about it with my friends, with like Wendy and Elsie. So shout out to them. So it brings great memories, but I'm always talking crap like, yo, these fake Friends fans, all they do is just watch I do watch the reruns every day, literally all day. But you know, like before it was more, I feel like it was such a hype, and I feel like that's why this generation, I don't know, I just don't like it. Like now, oh, I don't want to, like Power. Oh, I'm gonna watch Power at the end so I can watch all the episodes back to back. Where's the fun? That's the fun, to wait for the next episode. But that's just my opinion. You already know. But I feel like in this episode, NY Culture podcast, I covered everything I wanted this podcast to be about. I covered fashion, the Versace dress. I covered sports. What else I covered? I kind of didn't cover music, but I covered Jennifer Lopez, which she's a triple threat, you could say. But I hope you enjoyed it. It's a little different, but this is how I really wanted the podcast to be, to speak about all like trendy topics, and what's going on, but also interview people. So with that being said, over and out.